Hi, boys and girls. This is Miss Green. Welcome to our reading lesson. Today we are working on Module 6, Lesson 2. In this learning module, you're going to find some sight word practice. Do you know what sight words are? A sight word is a word that we want you to be able to recognize when you see it without having to sound it out. They're also called high frequency words because they're words that you see a lot when you read. So let's see if we can figure out which sight words would fill in these blanks to complete the sentence. Let's look at the first one. Please turn the blank off when you leave. Okay, well, I know that if I'm turning something off, that makes me think of a light. Which of these words at the top is the word light? Right here, light. Please turn the light off when you leave. Okay, so we still have always, never, song, and study left. Okay, read these words with me. Always, never, song, and study. All right, let's read the next sentence. I love this new blank by Taylor Swift. Well, I know that Taylor Swift is a singer, so I think that the word that goes in this sentence would be song. Okay, I will blank hard and get good grades. Well, if I'm getting good grades, what do we have to do to get good grades? We need to study. Let's read that sentence together. I will study hard and get good grades. Okay, the next one. She blank has the best snacks in her lunch. We have two left. We have always and never. Which one would make the most sense there? She always has the best snacks in her lunch. And the last one, we know what must go there, but let's read it. I have blank flown on an airplane. Let's try this word in there. What is that word? Never. I have never flown on an airplane. Excellent reading. So let's practice reading these sight words again. Remember, a sight word is a word that we want you to be able to recognize when you see it without having to sound it out. So we have light, song, study, always, and never. We are also learning how images and illustrations can help us to understand what we are reading. So you know how when you read a story or an article, there are the words that we read, but there are also pictures that come along with the text. And those pictures can be very important, okay? Pictures can help us to better understand what we're reading. They can also give us information that is not included in the text. So I'm going to read this paragraph to you, and we're going to look at these two pictures and see how they help us to better understand this paragraph about meerkats. Okay? Meerkats in Africa live in large groups. The group works together to survive. They take turns watching out for threats from other animals. So what was this paragraph about based on what I just read? It was about meerkats, right? And I learned that they live in Africa and they live in groups and they have to work together to survive by watching out for each other and predators. So let's take a look at these pictures here. If we look at this very first picture here, What do you see? I see a group of meerkats. Well, how does this picture help me to understand what this paragraph was about? Well, it tells me what a meerkat looks like. Because if you've never seen a meerkat before, we wouldn't know what it looked like. But this picture tells us what they look like, or it shows us. What else do you see in that picture? Well, this picture also supports the idea that they are watching out for each other. Because if you look, all of the meerkats are looking in different directions. Does it look like they're watching out for other animals? Absolutely. So I believe that that backs up the idea that the meerkats watch out for each other. So this image also supports what we read in the text. Okay. And then if we look at this picture over here, this is a map. What is it a map of? Africa. Why do you think we have a map of Africa on the screen? Because meerkats live in Africa. So what does this picture do for us, and how does it help us to understand what we read? It shows us where meerkats live. So when you're reading, don't forget to look at the pictures, because pictures and images can help you to understand what you're reading if something is confusing. They can also give you more information than what you read in the text. Last thing, we are working on compound sentences. What is a compound sentence? Start by thinking about a compound word. Do you remember what a compound word is? A compound word is two smaller words put together to make one big word, like butterfly, right? Well, a compound sentence is when you take two sentences and you put them together to make one sentence. This works when we're writing. It can help us so that we don't have several sentences that start in the same way. It helps to make our stories more interesting, okay? And whenever we're combining sentences, we use what we call a conjunction. And a conjunction is a word that you put in place of the first period to connect your two sentences. Let me show you what I mean. In this first example, we have two sentences. They wanted to play outside. It was raining. Well, if I want to combine those two sentences, I can use the conjunction but to make one sentence. So my new sentence would say, they wanted to play outside. Now this is where I would normally have a period, but since I'm combining these sentences, I'm going to put a comma. This is what a comma looks like. It's like a period with a tail. Okay, so there's my comma, and then I'm going to use my conjunction, but, and then I'm going to write my second sentence. But since this is not a new sentence, I'm not going to use a capital letter. It was raining. Now I am finishing my sentence, so I'm going to put a period. So this is a compound sentence. They wanted to play outside, but it was raining. So remember, when we combine sentences, we use a comma in place of the first period, and then we also need a conjunction to connect the two sentences together. Let's try one more. She walks her dog every day. He is very healthy. Well, I want to combine these sentences, and I'm going to use a different conjunction this time. This is the conjunction so. So if we use that conjunction, it's giving us more information as the sentence continues. It's adding more detail, okay? So let's rewrite these sentences as a compound sentence. What's a compound sentence? Two sentences put together. Very good. So I'm always going to start with a capital letter. She walks her dog every day. Now this is where I connect them. I'm not going to put a period. I'm going to put a comma. And then I need my conjunction, which is so. So, and now I'm ready to write my second sentence. But remember, it's not going to begin with a capital letter because it's still part of the same sentence. He is very healthy. Oops. I'll just add an L in there. Okay. Now let's reread our sentence. She walks her dog every day, so he is very healthy. This is called a compound sentence, when we take two sentences and we put them together to make one new sentence. And this helps us to make our writing more interesting. All right, that's all for today. Good luck as you go through your learning module, and we will see you next time. Bye.